we're going to focus specifically on the one class you said that you would need more help with.
Yeah. I think the other classes I can kind of figure it out and use strategies from this pre-algebra class, but this pre-algebra class is the class where they test my patience. It's hard to not go crazy with them, and they are a consistent, troublesome class for a lot of teachers, and a lot of teachers are just frustrated and they're at their wits' end, and it's hard. There's one teacher that's been able to get a hold of them, but that's because he teaches science and he just knows his content so well that he can just go in and talk about it and instinctively know what to do with what kids, and that's how he's gotten them hooked and interested. And then there's the rest of us.
Okay. All right. That looks like it's going to be interesting. Looks like you're going to have different levels in that particular class, which is going to be good for you to show your standards with. Have you had a chance to review the standards?
Yeah, so I was looking through them as I was planning for the last module that we did. And so I was kind of like breaking them down. Are you talking about the standards for the actual unit or the standards for Teach Now?
Standards for Teach Now.
Yes, I was looking at them just right before this.
Okay. So, and as you know, we focus on one particular standard per week. So, the first three would deal with specifically the learner. So that'll be student development, learning differences, and the learning environment.
Mm-hmm.
So this would give us a chance to really focus on that particular class and meeting their needs.
Yeah.
And then standards 4 and 5 is content knowledge and then application of the knowledge.
Okay. Yeah.
And this is where we will focus more on the content that you're teaching and whether you know exactly what you're teaching and how to deliver that information to the students.
Okay.
So not only do I want you to identify what the standard is, I also want you to identify the components of each standard.
Okay.
For instance, like standard 1 talks about understanding needs, meeting student needs, readiness for learning, developmentally appropriate instruction, and collaboration with families.
Okay.
So you want to make sure that your lesson plan a little bit with that standard for the week.
Okay. Got it.
Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then 6 is assessment. And standard 7 is project-based learning.
Mm-hmm.
Standard 8 is instructional strategy.
So I had a question.
I'm sorry.
Since I'm already in my units, when I do, so like for one of the last standards is the PBL. Depending on where I am in my unit, am I able to address that standard before we get to that week? Or does it need to scaffold in the way that we look at each unit?
Well, you could tape it early.
Okay.
And then upload it for a particular unit. But I'm pretty sure your instructor is going to want to go in the sequence of the order of what the standards are.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So if I...
So I have had candidates that who tape early and then, just start thinking about what they're going to teach. I keep hearing this echo, so I can't think and hear myself at the same
sorry.
time. But yeah, I think you pretty much got the idea.
Okay, yeah, okay, that makes sense. And then in terms of what exactly you expect from me, what does that look like?
Well, what I expect from you is when is your assignments due?
My assignments will be due noon Wednesday my time, so 11 p.m. Tuesday night for you.
Okay, so I would need everything that you're going to need to give me to grade at least by Sunday.
Okay. Okay.
So I can have everything graded and then you are able to upload what you need to the platform.
Okay. Okay, so I'll give everything to you by Sunday. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. What I would need is your reflection, lesson plans, video, and that's it.
Okay. Is there
And once I view those, then we can meet like this again, or I could give you a recording of my feedback to submit to you.
Okay.
So if you want to meet face to face, we can.
Mm-hmm.
We could do that maybe every other week, and then on some weeks it'll be the feedback by recording.
Okay, gotcha. And then how many of these mentor videos do I need to record? Are they also, they're all supposed to be recorded?
All need to be recorded.
Okay.
You would need a mentor debriefing for every standard.
Okay, gotcha.
Except the baseline. You don't need it for the baseline.
Okay. So if you gave me feedback on the lessons that I sent to you by Sunday, would that be part of the mentor that the mentor recording, or would we need to additionally meet for that recording to take place?
Okay, so when I record my feedback, that is the debriefing.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. So I'll watch your video and I'll see how it relates to the standard for the week. And I'll give you feedback specifically for each component of that standard.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Candidates who need to meet like we're doing right now, every week. But there were some candidates that I was a mentor with who were just very proficient.
Okay.
Or send it to me, I would give them feedback. And if I had a concern, then I would say, we need to meet. We need to meet face to face and talk about the standard.
Okay.
But if I see that you're meeting the standards and you're proficient, I think, we could just continue with recording debriefs and then meet as needed.
Okay, got it. That makes sense. And then how do I send you these videos? Do I just upload all of them to YouTube and send you a link, or is there a different way? Okay, cool. I can do that.
By email. Email is the best way to reach me.
Okay.
I always respond within an hour or 2 hours, so you always have access to me.
Okay, perfect. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to think. Besides that, is there anything specific, I guess, that you look for when you've been doing these virtual lessons?
Yes, especially in the reflection. When you look at the standard, like there are certain parts of the standard, like this particular document is in the platform. I don't know if Maureen told you where this is, but I could send it to you.
Yeah, I have that right here.
But when you write up your reflection, make sure your headings address these particular items.
Got it. Okay.
So I don't have to look in your reflection and see if you discuss that particular part of the standard.
Okay. You can just kind of bullet point and say, oh, this is where she talked about this or whatever. Okay, perfect. And then how long are these reflections generally?
Some I've seen like at least 500 words.
Okay.
A page and a half.
Okay. Perfect. I think. See, I thought there was one more question that I had. Oh, for resources and things, because I'm in my own classroom, I'll probably just have for the most part, I'll probably just set up a camera somewhere in my classroom. Do you want to see the materials that I'm giving to the students? Especially if I want to do stations, would I upload that as part of my lesson plan? Okay.
That would be helpful for me because I'm not in your classroom.
Yeah.
So yeah, as much as you put into the video or the reflection or with the lesson plan to allow me to see what you're. Oh, and another thing I like is like finished product.
Okay.
So if you had a student working on a project or group assignment and show me exactly what they were working on and or if they're presenting, show that part, maybe one student.
Okay. Got it. Cool. I'm really excited.
Ever have questions with, hey, how do I meet the standard or how do I meet this particular component? I'm confused. I'm here for that type of information too, where I can give you suggestions on what you could do to show your instructor that you're meeting that part of the.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, all that information is really helpful. I feel a little bit better about tackling this class, knowing that I have another pair of eyes to kind of say, well, why don't you try this or do that or whatever. So, feeling a little bit more relieved.
Yeah, that's the whole idea. But trust me, by standard 3, you'll be doing fine. It's always there's a lot of anxiety in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And the routine is starting learning the standards and actually submitting your assignments, getting feedback from me, getting feedback from your instructor. You'll become more and more comfortable.
Okay. Cool. I think that pretty much covers it. Unless there's something that I missed.
Nope, I think that's it because I was looking at the rubric.
Okay.
And I think we've hit everything. We've touched the 3 areas discussed for proficient level. Meaning that you always want to review the rubric in the platform to know what a proficient looks like and look at what a outstanding looks like. You want to know the difference between the two.
Okay. And then if for some reason I have a week where it wasn't good and I know it and you let me know, is there, because of the amount of time that I will be spending in my classroom, am I still able to resubmit for the standard? Okay, perfect.
Yes, you are.
Cool. Okay, good to know. I think I just get so nervous having to record myself. It's just, and I think that's just by hopefully the end of week 3, I'll be better about it.
You will.
But
are you pretty comfortable with recording, and what type of camera are you using?
I haven't really gotten that far. I was thinking about maybe borrowing my boss's camera to record certain things. I think I'll just need to figure out the memory piece because my lessons are 80 minutes long. And that's just a long time to be recording before I cut all the pieces down and whatever. So I think I'm just gonna have to figure that out. And then I think one of my students has a tripod that I can probably borrow from her and stuff like that.
So you just know that whatever you can't show in the video, to discuss it in your reflection.
Okay, perfect. And then what is the maximum length of a lesson that you want to see? Because I don't think that you want to see full 80 minutes, because that's just a lot. Okay.
At least 20 to 30 minutes.
20 to 30.
It's good.
Okay, perfect. Cool. Okay, I think that's it. For the first...
Okay,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, let's meet again at least for standard 1.
Okay.
And then once we get that on the way, then we'll decide whether we're going to meet for standard 2 or just do a recording.
Okay, so then for standard 1, that'll start in 2 weeks from now. Okay, perfect.
Right. So we can meet. Let's decide when we're going to meet again.
Okay. I personally don't mind this time, because I know like the 13 hours is just it might be a little confusing. But I am good for this time. I can make sure to be awake and all of that stuff.
Me too.
Okay, perfect. So I will see you in 2 weeks. And at that point,
So that'd be the 9th.
I should have...
March 9th.
Yes, March 9th. So at that point, I should have already sent you my first lesson by that Sunday, right? Okay, perfect. I can do that. Okay.
All right. Well, I will see you there.
Okay. Oh, wait. Actually, one more question. How will we meet? Since this wasn't working so hot.
Let's try to meet here again.
Okay.
If I can't get my PC to work, I will let you know.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Okay, thank
Let's
you.
shoot for this for right
now. Okay, sounds good. Thank you so much. It was really nice meeting you. Okay, bye.
You as well.